There are a few layers involved in Outlander's series finale, and not all of them are as obvious as others. On the surface level, the conclusion of this romantasy series was, more or less, predictable. Outlander Season 8 spent its first 9 episodes warning audiences that Jamie would die at the Battle of King's Mountain, and Episode 10, "And the World Was All Around Us," delivered. This final season also used the faith storyline to establish Claire's healing ability, suggesting that this was how Jamie would ultimately survive. Once again, the finale followed through. Outlander Season 8 basically told us exactly how this story was going to end, but this isn't to say the finale was a dud. It came with a couple of fun fake-outs, such as the fact that Jamie didn't technically die during the battle as previously implied, but just after the fighting had stopped. Outlander's finale also layered on some poetic elements like Jamie's spirit visiting Claire in the 20th century and the origin of the forget-me-nots at Craigh. Then there was the mysterious way Claire healed Jamie after seemingly lying down to die herself. It was all impactful and satisfying, but the most intriguing element of Outlander's ending could have easily gone unnoticed. If you missed it, take a look at the place where Jamie and Claire lie together on the top of King's Mountain. Just under them, appearing like a bed or altar, is a large, flat, and broken stone partially buried in the earth. The fact that it is identical to the sorts of stones standing at Craigh suggests that King's Mountain is yet another magically significant location in the world of Outlander, and that's a pretty big deal. How the stone on King's Mountain influenced Jamie and Claire's ending. Craigh is where Claire first slipped through time and found her way to Jamie, but it's ultimately revealed in Outlander that there are other portal-like locations around the globe. In Season 7, Brianna and Roger discover that they sense the buzzing of the stones along magical ley lines that seem to run underground. In places that these grid-like ley lines intersect, the magic is intensified. The Mackenzies deduce that the standing stones were set at these intersections to tap that magical energy. The fact that a toppled standing stone sits on King's Mountain suggests that ley lines intersect there. It would mean that this location possesses a concentration of magic and power, which relates not just to Claire's ability to time travel but also to her healing powers. It can, therefore, be concluded that the altar-like state of this relic would most certainly have had something to do with Jamie and Claire's resurrection. It's no coincidence that Jamie was shot and killed directly on top of another set of intersecting ley lines. Outlander establishes that it was no coincidence that Claire was drawn to Craigh. In fact, it was the forget-me-not flowers grown from Jamie's spirit that brought her to that place to begin with. Clearly, Claire was meant to travel through time and find Jamie. Similarly, it's no coincidence that Jamie was shot and killed directly on top of another set of intersecting ley lines. The stone that served as this couple's deathbed doubled as a conduit of destiny. Could there be an even larger standing stone twist in Outlander's finale? Outlander's series finale comes to an abrupt end just as Jamie and Claire gasp for breath and open their eyes. This naturally means that we didn't get to see the pair discover the significance of the location of their deaths. Still, it also means that there is some additional room for mystery and speculation. Because standing stones on leyline intersections create portals for time travel, it's possible that when Jamie and Claire opened their eyes in Outlander's final moments, they were no longer in the 18th century. They could have traveled forward or backward in time, potentially even heading back far enough that Claire's status as La Dame Blanche, the White Lady, could become the myths and legends we hear about later in Outlander. It's certainly a fun idea that would add a lot of additional weight to the existing Season 8 twist. Of course, previous moments in Outlander suggest that stones atop intersecting ley lines must be standing to create a time travel portal. Additionally, Jamie doesn't have the time travel gene, so this specific twist seems unlikely. Still, this and other potential consequences of the stone on top of King's Mountain are all part of the fun of Outlander's somewhat ambiguous ending. This romantasy series may be over, but we can keep on speculating for years to come.